you be willing to allow us to x-ray that chip in your hand so we can get a visual of it? We paid for it, of course.
You don't believe me, huh?
No, I'm not saying that at all. But visual proof of it would obviously substantiate your claim.
Set it up.
Yeah?
Absolutely. His X-ray results proved exactly what he said. Although we can't determine the actual technology of the chip itself, Sebastian does, in fact, have a foreign object implanted in his hand. Now, this doesn't confirm at all his claims of being from the future, but he does have an object in his hand. I mean, perhaps it's all just part of his elaborate hoax. Not only did we get an X-ray from Sebastian, but he also agreed to have blood work done. If he's telling the truth about everyone in the future being born with various forms of metal oxides in their body, this test will easily determine that.
What other things would you say are different in 3036 than they are now?
Well, I'll tell you this. You're as free as you're ever going to get right now. These are considered the last days of freedom. Your kids won't even see it. So, soak it up, because as simple-minded as your time period is, you got it pretty good. Just don't know it.
What's the population in 3036?
The world population?
Yeah.
Just over 2 billion people. You know what? You might actually be here when the big blackout happens. How old are you again?
42.
So you'll be in your 70s by the time that happens. Might want to check out before then.
What's the big blackout?
The big blackout, if I'm not mistaken, happens in December 2052. Basically everything goes dark for upwards to 5 years. The internet, power, all gets disconnected on the account of what's called terrorists. But many speculate otherwise. Anyway, 5 years, it's turmoil, riots, you name it. It's pretty much one of the worst of times. It takes them upwards to 20 years to get the power back online. And even then, it's absolute chaos. Believe it or not, our zoo consists of animals like dogs, and cats, rabbits, squirrels. These are considered exotic animals. All of the larger species like lions and tigers, cat species, the larger ones, elephants, they're all gone. The larger species no longer exist. We've got large areas, hundreds of miles, thousands of miles, all designated to wind turbines, reflective mirrors, and solar panels. It's one of the few remaining jobs left for residents, but it's also the most dangerous. When children are first born, they're assigned partners, which are called caring ones. These are basically small robots that monitor the child for health conditions. The caring ones are assigned with children up until the age 16 when they're legally able to have children. At times, the caring ones can be assigned for longer durations, whether or not the children have mental instabilities, health issues, and other underlying conditions. These caretakers, or robots, are also allowed to detain civilians or residents as well. They read to the children, they teach the children, they basically do all of the duties of a parent. And it's done like this for a reason. From birth, we're taught that these robots are just as important as your parents or siblings. There are no more schools like you know them to be today. Children are taught with AI. We're taught at a young age that all residents are equal, none being more important than the other. There's no more religion. Religious beliefs are strictly forbidden. The few people that still practice Christianity are forced to live with beneathers, basically, where there's no access to clean water, health care, and so on. For the most part, people just don't jeopardize it and no longer practice religion. Mating is much different. Residents without any illnesses are allowed to mate upwards 3 times a year until impregnated. The female population is highly monitored. Male civilians are also put on hormone therapy drugs to regulate mating. There's no entertainment like you have today. We don't have movies, music, sports. There's no actors, no celebrities, nothing like that. The only form of entertainment we have is to read books. And if you're caught reading a book for any other purpose other than educational purposes, it's against the law. The United States, as you know it today, no longer exists. There's no more government. There's no more countries. Every country is under now what's called a corporation. The whole world is basically under 3 major corporations. We are under what's called the Rothschilds Corp. The merger of these 3 corporations changed it all. A company named Gavi, which is a Bill Gates corporation. Amazon, which you have today, which they merge and become Gabazon. And then you've got the Rothschilds Group. Those are your 3 major corporations. So what used to be the bigger nations like United States, Russia, China, they all fall under one corporation, the Rothschilds Corp. We don't celebrate many holidays anymore. We have one known as the Day of the United, which was the merger of the 3 corporations. We have another, which is called the Day of the Caring Ones, which is the first day the robot was online and placed inside of residents' homes. There's a global currency now under the corporation. Everything is done via the bank and via this chip.